It is the 66th camp in franchise history. It is the 15th in St. Joseph, and it is the defending AFC champions and a team that has been the most successful team in the major professional sports over the past 10 years in our country. It is defending the kingdom. It's attacking everything and embracing the processes. It's brought to you by Ticketmaster, your best friend throughout this entire schedule coming up, including a great home schedule at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. But while we're in camp, it's always time to highlight and lift up the folks at Mosaic Life Care, proud presenting partner and official healthcare provider of the Kansas City Chiefs training camp. As a member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, Mosaic is investing in the future of healthcare and investing in their people, their technology, their services to offer the best and safest care while keeping local care local. And their footprint in the four-state area has been dynamic. Keeps it on an RPO at the 5, gets a lead block, he goes into the end zone near side, touchdown, Kansas City! Hi everyone, I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. Welcome to training camp, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Only my 32nd camp, and for you?
This will be 9 for me.
9 camps.
9 camps.
So
you can hear the lawnmower in the background, the rush of the wind, our sweat dripping off.
Trying to stay hydrated, the IV bottles in us, that's great. And at some point, we know have the storms rolling in. It's just part of camp. But anyway, here we are, Matt, to have the 66th camp and the 13th with Andy Reid.
Yeah, I'm fired up. This is really where you see the foundation for this team laid, right? And we've talked about OTAs, we've talked about minicamp, all that stuff. That's super important. We believe in the entire offseason training program. But finally, after months and months of waiting, we've seen the guys out there on the practice fields playing football. And no padded practices yet. We're in the ramp-up period right now. Today was, like an hour 40 or so. They'll eventually work up to 2-hour and 25-minute practices with pads on. Not there yet, but we're getting there for sure.
Yeah, that'll be Sunday, the first day in pads. And I'm going to rip off we're going to entitle this Defending the Kingdom. I'm going to rip off one of Coach's 4 pillars that he brought to us way back in January of 2013 and changed all of our lives. But one of them is attack everything. And we're going to talk about attacking this training camp and embracing the competition, because we have some real competition at some of these spots. We'll touch on some of that. We'll also have a live stream tomorrow from here in camp, and so we'll get into some of those position groups even deeper, but we're going to kind of gloss over the whole thing. But before we do all of that, absolutely, it's camp tradition. It's a DTK tradition to go around the world.
I've got 3 for you today.
Perfect, and I got one for you as well.
Okay, so I heard from Lindsay and Rob, originally from Newcastle, England. You ever been there?
I have not.
Sounds like a place I want to go.
Me too.
They're now on Long Island, though, in New York. Rob always loved football, but never had a team until they watched Quarterback on Netflix, that first season of Quarterback. Yeah. They both fell in love with the Chiefs and have been on board ever since. Rob is also an incredible artist and sent along a drawing of you that was very good, so I can show that to you later.
Wow.
Heard from Jordan. You'll love this. So he's originally from Mitchellville, Iowa.
Mitchellville, Iowa. It's near. Okay, so I was Kid Brad G. Right. There is a school called Southeast Polk.
That's where he went to school.
Southeast Polk is in the east part of Des Moines. They are called the Rams. But here's where I've got an issue.
He told me all this stuff. I was going to surprise you with this, but of course you already know it. Yep.
Runnels, Altoona, Mitchellville,
schools,
Pleasant Hill. These are city towns, and then. S is
I think it's schools.
Schools.
Yeah. So he said Runnels, Altoona, Mitchellville, schools, Rams.
But there's a P in there. There's like Pleasant Hill. They should be the Ramps.
The Rams.
You're leaving Pleasantville out.
Maybe I misread it. I don't know.
It's a key part of their community.
Wow.
And they just leave Pleasant Hill out. And so they should be the Ramps, and on the side of their helmet would be an on-ramp to an interstate, like Interstate 80. They're right on Interstate 80, right by Prairie Meadows, the amusement park, Adventureland. So, oh my gosh, be the Ramps. I'm going to go to the school board. You'll have one of the more interesting names in the Chiefs Kingdom. So, shout out to Southeast Polk High School.
Maybe I misread it. Maybe it was the Rams. I think it was the Rams, though.
They're the Rams, but they should be the Ramps.
It's also the alma mater of a former Chief. Do you know who it is? This is kind of a deep
Kyle
cut.
Orton.
Yeah, Kyle Orton.
Yeah, number 8, baby.
Yep.
Led that glorious win over the
the Packers. The previously undefeated Packers. The Packers
2011.
probably would have gone undefeated, at least in the regular season that year, if not for Kyle Orton and Thomas Jones. Let's go.
What were the Packers thinking flying home that night? Short flight. Going, we just lost to the Chiefs, and they weren't very good.
We were 7-9 that year.
You know, Jordy Nelson's a good friend, played on that Packer team.
Yeah.
He's an awesome wide receiver at K-State, and he's in College Football Hall of Fame. I've never asked him about that game, but I'm going to do that at some point because that was such weird, and Kyle Orton was so good in that
Enough
game.
time has passed now that you can ask him about it.
Love Kyle Orton, but he did look like the guy that would be like behind the bar serving you at the time instead of like the most cut dude. Wasn't exactly a little bit of a dad bod going on.
Like Uncle Rico situation. Go out
Uncle
and throw the
Rico.
football. Yeah.
Hey, they would have won state.
Shout out to Jim in Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Yeah.
Home of the Central Michigan University. His
right.
first job was in Freeport, Illinois, home of
the Pretzels.
the Fighting Pretzels. Let's
I
go.
love that nickname, the Fighting Pretzels. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go Pretzels.
That's what I got today.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty
I've
good.
got one. So we ended the last DTK. You know, it was before the only time the NFL has a plant shut down, and guys scatter, and we said we're going to go take a nap. Remember how we closed that?
And we did.
And we did. And you had an awesome trip with your awesome wife, and I had an awesome trip with my awesome wife. But we were going to get away, like nobody knows you or anything. 5 minutes in, we check into where we're going to be. We thought, hey, let's go grab some food because we've been traveling all day. 5 minutes into it, a dude goes, hey.
You're that guy.
You're that guy. And he's a Kingdom defender through and through. He's got like 3-letter. His name is Travis, I'm going to get this right, Kriegshauser. Very German.
It's a cool name.
Kriegshauser. Travis Kriegshauser for you folks in Deutschland. But lives in Wake Forest, North Carolina, not where Wake Forest is. That's one of the tricks here. That's in Winston-Salem. This is a whole other town.
Okay.
Although Wake Forest is, I think Wake Forest started in this town and then moved to Winston-Salem. But anyway, he's from Wake Forest, North Carolina, loves the Kingdom, loves defending the Kingdom, loves you, tolerates me. But he's
it's the other way
originally from
around.
Colby, Kansas.
Let's go. Oasis of the Plains.
Oasis, and you've been there many times.
Sure have. Love it.
Yeah, you've let Pip relieve herself.
It's a wonderful place. You have like metal palm trees. And that reminds me.
Colby Eagles, by the way.
Go Colby Eagles,
Yeah.
not Philadelphia, Colby. When we were driving to the Grand Tetons, that was like our vacation this year. We went to the Grand Tetons in Yellowstone. We were in the southern Wyoming, so just over the Colorado border, and we went to a gas station. And I put this on Twitter. Some people saw it. It was like this whole setup with like Broncos gear. You know, like just like there would be here, like of Chiefs gear, but it's all Broncos gear. It's like Broncos shirts, Broncos hats, all this stuff. And there was a Chiefs hat right in the middle of the display. It's all Broncos stuff, and then a Chiefs hat right in the middle. And I'm like, this is amazing. So I thought you'd like that.
Did you put it there?
I did not put it there.
Okay.
Some person, apparently they're selling those. So hey, I'm all for it.
Did Ellie, the one that called the coyote, put it there?
She didn't, no, but she was in full support. You know, Ellie might go to the, this is pretty funny. Obviously, the Chiefs play the Broncos in Denver every year. My in-laws are Broncos fans. It's kind of contentious. But Ellie normally doesn't go to road games. She's going to go to the Broncos-Chiefs game in Denver this year. And Tom, my father-in-law, of course, will be wearing Broncos stuff. And his daughter will be wearing Chiefs gear at this game. And he has to wonder what happened, you know?
Well,
I'm very proud of her.
she married money, so it's all good. Yeah, and Travis Kriegshauser is a huge Chiefs fan, Colby, Kansas. By the way, Colby has an awesome basketball tournament every year called the Orange and Black Classic.
Okay.
And they're the orange and black. Every team in this tournament is an orange and black team.
It's cool.
How cool is that?
That's super cool.
Way to go, Colby.
All right.
Travis, also a
Colby.
K-Stater, by the way, but he's like a leading business dude in the seed business on the Atlantic seaboard. So in 5 steps, it was like, hey, and Tammy's like, of course, okay. But that was okay. So shout out to the Kriegshausen.
And that was in Charleston, right?
Charleston, South Carolina, which,
Yep.
by the way, is an awesome town. And Rod Wilson, who's on our staff, is from there, near there. Small town. You got to have Charleston shrimp and grits.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of grits. He goes, no, this ain't grits like you've ever had grits. Oh, my gosh. I would have had it every night.
Yeah.
I had it 3 times.
It sounds great.
Yep, it was great.
That humidity probably prepared you for this, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But that town is amazing. So, obviously historic, but a great place to go chill. And you got the ocean, but you got the harbor and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yes. So, for you coastal Carolina, no, it's the College of Charleston is there, and Charleston Southern, and the Citadel.
The Citadel.
The Citadel.
Citadel's so cool.
Yeah, we were on campus for a while checking out the Citadel.
That's awesome.
We're on campus here at Missouri Western State University in St. Joseph, the 15th time we've been here. Now it's been 16 years, but remember, 2020 was COVID, and you and I had training camp in a tent about 400 yards from humans.
The weirdest
and a
month
bathroom
ever.
a half mile away, and we had convenience store sandwiches. It was a great camp. But let's jump into this one. There are 91 humans on this team. 4 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 7 tight ends, 13 wide receivers, 15 offensive linemen, 14 defensive linemen, 9 linebackers, and 19 defensive backs. Throw in 4 specialists, and there's your 91. Not that we're keeping track.
And if you're wondering why is it 91, well, because of Chu Godric, who's on this team, originally from Nigeria. In training camp during the offseason, you're allowed to have an international player exemption. So even though the roster is supposed to only be at 90, we have 91 players because of Chu Godric. So that's how that number ends up being what it is.
It is hard to argue a team that is, we take the, and CBS Sports put this out, by the way, and I've been using the bar graph when I speak publicly, but the fact that you take MLB, you take the NBA and the NFL, the Chiefs are the most successful team at 75% win percentage over a 10-year span. That includes 3 years of Alex Smith at quarterback and 7 years with Patrick Mahomes. Why do I say that to start this conversation is the fact that that is the byproduct of this. And Andy, Coach Reed, mentioned it in his opening press conference here, but Matt and I tell you on Defending the Kingdom just how important every OTA is. That May matters and June matters. But when you get to camp, the OTAs and mandatory mini camp is to put you on an on-ramp, speaking of ramps, into this moment so that you hit this moment running, not jogging or waiting, or you're waiting on some guy to get in shape. It's none of that. This is, he mentioned the sense of urgency in every day, and we sense it when we're here and been around Coach here in this camp for 13 years.
Now, the Chiefs are one of only 6 teams that still goes away for training camp. Everyone else just does it at their team facility, and it's kind of like what it was like for us in 2020, where it's just like an extended practice period. They don't have this whole experience. And obviously the football aspect of this is super important, and we're going to talk all about it. But I truly believe it's all the other stuff that really makes this team so successful. It's that they're staying in the dorms up here. You have to get to know everyone. You have no choice. You're eating lunch together. You're eating dinner together, breakfast together. You're studying together. It is all football all the time up here. And I think for the players, they go away, they do all their stuff, they go on vacation, they take care of what they have to take care of, but they all come here together, and it's all football before the season starts. And again, not every team does that. Most don't do that. Most training camps take place at a team facility. It's just like a normal practice. You do all your stuff, and then you go home. It's like your job. But here, the guys are up here like for weeks at a time, and it's just 100% football. And I think those relationships and those bonds that you build, they pay off in the long run. Right? When things are difficult in November or December, January, hopefully February, you're leaning back on bonds that you made all the way in July and in August. And the football stuff, obviously very important, but you can't discount all the other stuff that happens up here.
Let's be honest. There's a big sacrifice here for the folks that work in the organization, especially when you look at the equipment staff and you look at athletic training and our video staff or coaches' videos, even for us and our 65 TPT crew. One, it's a physical task to move your whole organization an hour away. 2, you're saying goodbye to your family for a lot of time. I mean, Pat's got the new little one.
Yeah.
Right, so cute. But Pat had to say goodbye to his 3 little kids who he loves. But when he comes up here, Pat's all in. And so, and I put it out on Twitter /X that, my stomach turns. It was my 32nd camp, and every camp feels anew. But this is such a powerful time to build a winning team. If the league gets completely away from this, the league will suffer. Think about this. When you were a youth and you went to scouting camp, you were an Eagle Scout, you go to Bible camp, you go to science camp. When you go there to stay. And yes, what you learn is important, but it's also the relationships that you build and learning how to deal with each other. This is a super hard sport. And it is such a long grind. We have had the shortest off seasons for 3 straight years, but this camp is so important. You cannot overlook what being at this camp means. The fact that yes, they do all the work on the field, but they are together all the time.
Yeah.
And when the stuff hits the fan, which it will for every team during the season, it'll happen several times, you hearken back on this moment. And so when Coach says there's a sense of urgency, it's not just learning the plays and getting it down and being able to execute. It's who will be there shoulder to shoulder with a band of brothers and sisters that you're sharing this with. It's like when you're in the military and you go to basic training. You don't do that and go home every night. So, and even for the married folks, they got to leave their families. And so I just think it's so valuable to do it. It's tough to do it, but I can't believe more teams don't do it.
Well, and also one thing that really stuck with me from Coach Reed months ago, it was in one of the first press conferences he did, maybe after the Super Bowl and when we were turning the page to this year, he talked about how much he enjoys and the importance of the process. And I think the reason a lot of teams get into trouble the year after they lose the Super Bowl is because they're just trying to fast forward to that moment to correct that wrong. And it's like, oh, we're just going to fast forward to that. Well, you can't, because it's really hard to get to the Super Bowl. You have to invest in the process of every single step along the way to get there. Fortunately, the Chiefs have a ton of experience with this, obviously, going to 7 straight AFC championship games, going to 5 Super Bowls over the last 6 years. They know how important it is to invest in every single day. We can't just fast forward to the Super Bowl, right, in February. We have to think about today, which is what, July 23rd. How do we get better today on July 23rd? Tomorrow, it'll be about July 24th. That all compounds and hopefully helps you get to the Super Bowl. Lots of teams like to overlook that stuff. It's human nature. But the Chiefs were so fortunate that they don't. They're committed and they enjoy the process of getting there. And most teams, frankly, don't enjoy that process.
And if people say that, and it's such an excellent point, man. In fact, go all the way back, just scroll down and find our very first Defending the Kingdom after Super Bowl 59. And what was it? Infrastructure.
Yeah.
And so I got asked Monday night. It was an event in Springfield with Dana Hughes, the analyst with Chiefs Radio Network. 200 people. Springfield's such an awesome Chiefs Kingdom town. But they said it was asked about hangover, losing that Super Bowl, down 34-0 to the Eagles, getting wiped out, and is there a hangover? And I said, go back to our Defending the Kingdom way back when, where we talked about infrastructure. And to me, that infrastructure rolls on. And one single event does not change the train that moves down the track, and that's what you're saying. The other key part of this camp is that we have our new draft picks, and we're excited about the 25 class. We have new free agents. Jalen Moore has been working with the number ones at right tackle. He was a 49er. Now, Christian Fulton's on the pup right now, but Elijah Mitchell, running back, also from the 49ers. New guy, Gardner Minshew, who's been around a couple teams in the league. These are guys that were on teams in the past. This goes to your process. And then the undrafted rookie free agents. There's a gob of them here. It's 7 draft picks. This is so important to accelerate learning and being around the culture that you mentioned, and it's the process to me times 5, because this is all condensed into about a 3.5-week period where it's on.
If you're a rookie or you're a free agent that came from another team, you learn really quickly what it means to be a Chief, and I think you quickly understand why this team has been so successful. We say this like every single week on DTK, but the Chiefs don't just roll out there and say, we've got Patrick Mahomes, we've got Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, we're going to be good. There's so much work that goes in behind the scenes and the work that goes in up here. I mean, it's hot. I mean, right now it is 11:30. It's already 84 degrees. I think it was like 85% humidity when I first checked this morning. I mean, it can be kind of miserable, but you're out here practicing at Missouri Western to get ready for hopefully a Super Bowl later this year. But you can't fast forward to that moment. How do you get there? These guys know how to do it. It's not about talking about it or saying, hey, we just got to breeze through the season. All you think about is today. How do we get better today? And not every team's like that. And I think for our guys like our free agents that you're mentioning or the rookies, this is so great for them because they realize this is what it takes to be a champion. If Patrick Mahomes is doing this, a guy that could be in the Hall of Fame if he retired today, if he's coming out here and attacking July 23rd, I better do the same thing.
And he was awesome today.
Oh, yeah.
He was making pinpoint throws, and he was spreading it around. Tyquan Thornton with a catch. Hollywood Brown with a catch. He went back to Xavier Worthy again. And your point, and this is why we're calling this Defending the Kingdom episode, Attack Everything. Patrick attacks this camp. Kelce attacks this camp.
Yeah.
And tomorrow on our live stream, we're going to feature Chris Jones on the defensive line. I've never seen Chris Jones, and I'm trying not to do recency bias here. I've never seen Chris Jones work harder than he has right now, and that includes going back to May and June and mandatory minicamp. he's attacked the start of this camp. And if you're a Chiefs fan, that should excite you the most. And if you're an NFL fan going, oh, the Chiefs are going to be 3-14 because there'll be a Super Bowl hangover, that may happen. I don't think it will be because of the way this team is attacking this.
So yesterday was day one of training camp. Day one, we're in the ramp-up period, right? Like I said earlier, it's all about kind of easing into this. Well, Chris, after practice was over, was doing the thing where he had like the harness and he had the
sled.
The sled. He had like these barbells behind him. He's just working on strength training. No one's telling him to do this. He's just like, I want to do it on day one. There's 17 practices up here, and Chris Jones, again, another player that would be a Hall of Famer if he retired today, a 3-time Super Bowl champion, is up here on July 22nd in St. Joe doing the sled after practice just because he wants to. Tells you everything you need to know.
A little bit of a Groundhog Day, but that's part of of attacking it in the fact that this tests you mentally and emotionally. Because you have breakfast, you get treatment, you get ready to go, you hit this practice, and again, they're coming with the pads and 225 practices. But then you go back, you get in the cold tub, you get a treatment, you eat, maybe get a little nap, but then you have a walkthrough in the afternoon at the indoor facility. Then you eat again, but then you have meetings at night. And so it's pound, pound, pound every day. It's like going to some intercession class in college where you're taking it like morning, noon, and night. And then it's every day. There'll be some off days sprinkled in there, but it's also to give you an assimilation of the season. The season is a grind. Who can handle the grind in November and December? Think how good this team has been in December, winning 9 straight AFC West championships. There's a reason that happens, and it's not just talent. And so attacking and embracing the fact that it is Groundhog Day, but fighting through it mentally and emotionally is as big as it is physically.
You fired up? I can't tell.
I'm fired up.
I'm ready to go.
I got through the whole, am I going to puke or go to the bathroom every 5 minutes? Then you get through that stage and let's attack it.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about this, too, is that everybody has a chance. And it would be very easy to look out at a lot of the players that maybe you don't know their name yet and say, I don't know that guy. He's probably not going to make the team. But every single year, there are players that come out here and surprise us. They make this team and they make an impact later on in the season. Nico Remigio is a great example. A player that 2 years ago was one of the darlings of training camp. He got hurt, was out for the season. Okay, got to do it all again the next year. And last training camp, he was excellent once again, ends up making this team. And he made some big plays later in the year. Really helped save this team on kick return and made some big plays on kick return. I think about the Houston game and the Pittsburgh game. So every single player that's out here is being evaluated every single day on every single play. That's one of Coach Reed's sayings. And just because you don't know their name doesn't mean they don't have a chance to not only make this team, but to help this team win. So with that in mind, you want to talk about some position groups? What do you think?
Yeah, let's close it this way. We're just going to gloss over this. We'll crop dust this because we're going to dive into some others on some other podcasts and our live streams and do a deep dive into single position groups as we go down. I laid them all out for you. How many are there? Let's just crop dust it here, the ones you're interested in.
Yeah.
Because I will say this, because it's talk about embracing the competition. There are guys that have been on this team that are going to have to fight their tail off to make this team. And it'll be interesting to follow it because there have been some talent added. But where do you think some of your more interesting position groups are?
Well, I'm interested in I'll start on offense. Running back is interesting because we have some good players there. And over the last couple of years, the Chiefs have kept just maybe 4 running backs, maybe 5 running backs. That's kind of your limit. And there are more than 5 running backs on this roster right now that I think are pretty good players. So running back is interesting. Elijah Mitchell, the kid from San Francisco, what can he bring to this camp? He was really good when he was healthy with the 49ers. And Carson Steele, I was talking about Camp Darlings. Carson Steele was the Camp Darling last year. Well, now he has to do the whole thing over again. Tight end is interesting as well. Jake Brenningstool, the UDFA out of Clemson. He's a rookie. Didn't get drafted, but signed with this team after the draft was over. Looked really good throughout the offseason training program. Got a little banged up toward the end of it there, but he's healthy now. Made a good catch today in the end zone. Like during 7-on-7, just went up there and got it, like a jump ball sort of deal. But Robert Tonyan is a player to keep in mind. So Tonyan was a good player for the Packers a handful of years ago. We talked to him. He thought he'd be there his whole career. Well, it didn't work out that way. He's here now. He's still pretty young and still has, I think, a lot left in the tank. So Robert Tonyan is a guy that I'm watching as well. But, I mean, generally you only keep around 4 tight ends. So who's going to make the cut there? We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, and if you're going to keep 4 running backs, then it gets tense. If you're going to keep 4 tight ends and 4 running backs, then what do you do at wide receiver, which is going to be another position group to watch really closely. I'll just crop dust the cornerback group. The cornerback group is going to be interesting to follow every day of this camp because think of Noel Williams, the draft pick out of Cal. He's talented. He's got special teams acumen, which if you're going to be the 5th corner on this team, you're not only going to be a dime corner, you better be a 4-core special teams dude. So there is one there, but you can sit there and do the math. There are 19 defensive backs, as I mentioned, in this camp. When you look at, and we do a lot of cross, like hybrid guys, are they corners or safeties? But generally, if you look in this camp, you could say there are 11 corners of those 19. You're going to keep maybe 5, maybe 6, but if you keep 6, you're going to rob a safety.
Yep.
And so cornerback will be something we'll dive into more as we get into it. But, again, that will be something to watch every day of this camp. And keep in mind, there have been guys on this team that have won Super Bowl rings. They're going to be fighting for their lives to make this team.
I think linebacker is pretty interesting as well.
Yep.
I think we have a lot of depth at linebacker. Jeffrey Bassa, the rookie out of Oregon, really impressed me during the offseason training program. Jack Cochran is coming back from injury. Jack looks really good so far, I think. Cam Jones has been like a 4-core special teamer on this team for years. So a bunch of competition, I think, not maybe at your starting linebacker spots, but at the 4th, 5th, maybe 6th guy, a lot of competition there. And again, you have to be a 4-core special teamer if you're going to be that 5th or 6th linebacker. So looking forward to seeing that group as well. A lot of competition, I think, throughout this roster. And Brett Veach told me a long time ago that he thinks his job is to create competition. It's not as simple as you pencil in a player, oh, he's our starter, and we're good to go. It's like we need to have depth at every single spot. And it's a good problem to have if you have multiple players vying for one spot, and it's hard to say goodbye to a player. We haven't even talked about left tackle yet, either with Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore. But a lot of competition throughout this camp, and hopefully when you have a chance to come up here, it's not just about necessarily left tackle. It's also about who's going to be that 5th linebacker, who's going to be that 5th or 6th corner. Because throughout the years, we've seen these players, it might not be in week 1, but at some point down the road, they're going to make a difference.
One of our jobs is to make you feel like you're at camp every day. And our 65 TPT crew is doing that. Our social team is doing that. So we have fans we know from Laos.
There we go.
Laos. We know what hemisphere the Philippines are in now.
North.
We've heard of a lot of you from Western Europe. Every time we go around the world, we hear from you. We want you to feel like you're at camp here every day. And I remind you that camp is brought to you, and our presentation is brought to you by Mosaic Life Care, proud presenting partner and official healthcare provider of the Chiefs training camp. A member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network, Mosaic is investing in the future of healthcare and investing in their people, their technology, their services to offer the best and safest care while keeping local care local. Huge impact in the 4-state area here. We want all of you around the world to feel like you're here. But if you're going to be here, then you need to be like every human being here, especially this team. And that is attack everything and embrace the competition.